Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another beautiful session with Microphone Multimedia. And we are a faith-based multimedia company, and we bring you everything gospel, everything good news. We bring the love of Jesus Christ through our posts and our interview. And I am not alone. My name is Patrick Philip, and I'm here with.
Hello, my name is Mary David Chanya, and thanks for joining Microphone Multimedia Vlog today. And we have with us an interesting personality, which will be asking a couple of questions, and which we will also be introducing to you in no time. And we're going to do that after our break.
Alright, welcome back from that short break, and without wasting much of our time, we're just going to go straight to our special guest for this session, and we have no other person than the vibrant young pastor, Pst Karis Ameh. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
It's good to have you.
Thank you. Good to have Microphone Multimedia.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate your time with us, and we'll just go straight to the point. We'd like to know more about you. I know several people, and many people know stuff about you, but we want to hear from you. Who is Pst Karis Ameh?
Okay. Well, I'm Karis Ameh. I'm firstborn in my family. Studied medicine and surgery in school. I'm called God to be a pastor, a teacher, and an apostle to the nation. And I'm a husband of one wife and a father of 3 lovely children. Okay, I reside in the city of Jos, where I lead Jerusalem Church at the headquarters in the beautiful city of Jos.
Wow.
Oh, that's a summary.
That's quite interesting. Alright, we'll just go straight to the questions we have. We have a couple of questions we're going to be asking you. Okay, so we want to start by knowing, how did you receive your call? And when did you receive it? And how long did it take to, before you took heed to that call and started walking in that call given to you by God?
Okay. I'm sorry, I'd like to add to that as well. What form? How did you hear God? Was it like the clouds open and then say, "Okay, my son Karis"?
Yeah.
Was it a
Oh,
dream?
God coming down from the ladder. All right. Well, let me start this way. The call of God begins by, in the New Testament now, by sensing a pull to God. And that's how I started from. I began to sense a pull to the things of God as a young man. As just before my teens age, became strong as a teenager. The call of God became strong as a teenager. Well, my mom had always told me that even my dad, there was something about me. They've used the expression there's a call of God in life. I didn't know what it meant. Okay, especially my mom. And I have uncles and aunties who tell me that from time to time, as a young lad and as a teenager. I remember very clearly at 16, after I got through the prayers, it became very obvious and very strong that I was going to preach the gospel.
At age 15?
At age 16.
Okay, 15.
Yes.
16, right?
16, yeah. I became very clear that I was going to preach the gospel. But of course, I felt I was going to preach the gospel as a doctor. Okay. So I was preparing for med school. I got to medical school at 17 or so. Yeah, so I knew I was called for 15, 16 years. And it was strong. Like I said, it was a pull towards God. Okay. To know the things of God, to pray more, to listen to messages. I started buying messages, tapes at 16 with my money, with my pocket money. Okay, I'm buying books at 16. At 15, 16. Buying books with my pocket money. Okay, but I didn't know it was going to be full time like I'm doing now. And I tell people, it didn't have to be full time. Okay, even if I was going to practice medicine, I was going to keep preaching the gospel. Okay, so I knew from that age that I was called. Understanding the call of God is progressive. So it began at 15, 16. I got into medical school, served in fellowships, served as youth president in the church there, Sunday school teacher, mission secretary, in the faculty fellowship, and well, those are opportunities for me to build capacity. Okay, and toward the end of my medical school, the Lord began to speak to me about pioneering. Now, before then, I thought, well, I was going to be a doctor. I planned to be a professor of obstetrics and gynecology, practicing in the UK. And I tell you, well, UK is okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But it was a little flat for me. Yeah, so towards the end of medical school, it became obvious I was going to pioneer. Okay, I was saying something before then. Before then, I thought that's before my final year days. I thought, okay, I'll practice medicine, preach, maybe an associate pastor in any of the big ministries or wherever God lead me to. And God had it on that. And He began to lead me and speak to me about pioneering work. Yes. And actually started an outreach fellowship an outreach network back in my final year, that ran for 2 years. And then left that and then went to Abuja to do my house job. And God spoke to me while I was working at the teaching hospital to return to Jos to start a local church. And I was serve as the leads for the pastoral teaching and eventually an apostolic ministry.
Wow, that's beautiful. So definitely your mother played a very important role in your call.
Yes,
because giving you that reminder at age 15, 16, that's the age where most teenagers are thinking of other things like having fun and stuff. But so it shows the important role of a mother in a mother. Very important.
And my dad too in measure, but more.
And this also goes to confirming the fact that when God speaks to you, He speaks to other people as well.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like I said, not just my mom, I have an uncle. Okay, who was very particular about me. He always tells me that, the color of God.
Wow.
Yes.
So you had no idea option than to get
surrounded by them.
Yeah, very important. So surrounding ourselves with the right people is very important. Build us money to us is very important. Alright.
Okay, so I would like to ask, you're a medical doctor, and you mentioned that earlier. So I don't know if it has ever come in handy for you in ministry. Have you ever practiced, or do you sometimes practice, or you selective, or?
Okay, beautiful question. I practiced briefly after med school. Okay, it was really very brief. I finished medical school over a decade ago, and I practiced for about 2-3 years. And in 2015, that should be 7 years ago now, 3 years into the work, I knew I had to resign to do the work full time. Yes. So I stopped practicing in 2015. Yes. And I can't really practice. I really consult and outreaches when I'm opportune to get within the limit of what I could do, and then refer to specialists. But I'm not practicing currently, and not at all. I'm not practicing currently. I love medicine. I believe in the future I'm going to play a big role in revamping or restructuring, as it were, the healthcare system in Nigeria. I believe that, but not now. That will not be by practicing to be coming at policy level, and according to the business of medicine. Okay, I'm raising strategic leaders in the health sector that will turn the face of healthcare in Nigeria and Africa. It's part of my vision for the future. But currently I don't practice at all.
Okay. So I'd like to ask, or I'd like to know, how did the people around you receive the news of your practice? Because 8-10 years in medical school is not something you just wake up one morning and just
in Nigeria.
Really strike. ASU strike and all that. So what was the reaction of people around you, knowing that you're leaving, you're not going to practice full time, and you're going to work?
Okay, like I said earlier, I've had the privilege of being surrounded by the right people. Really, I'm parents trained me to scripture school. They are alive. I'm doing well. I'm honor and privilege. They trained me to school. So if I owe anybody an explanation for leaving medicine with my parents, and I had a talk with them at the beginning of the ministry. Yes. Even before I entered into full time, I told them, Sama, thank you for training. There's a call of God on my life. Okay. I don't think I will practice it in the future. Okay, they have planned for me to start. My dad had planned to talk to the CMD hospital for me to start my postgraduate and all that. And so I had to tell you, my mom, that okay, I will not be practicing it. In the nearest future, okay, not immediately. I feel I'll go preaching full time. Okay. And my dad said, well, it's an honor to be called by God. Just be sure you know what you're doing. So I don't need your money. Just be sure you know what you're doing. Yes. So, and he blessed me, and my mom also said, they are fine. That is an honor, they are Christians, and it's an honor to be called by God. And once I'm sure that I'm supposed to preach full time, I should go ahead and also support me. So once I got that from them, I didn't care what anybody else said. Yes, it wasn't important. When people reacted, like, but till now, that will look at me like, so why did you waste it? Why did you take somebody's slot in med school? Okay. Now somebody had told me that recently, that should be too easy. Wow, you took somebody's slot in med school and you're not practicing. Yeah, they are not practicing. But what I believe was part of my training, it was part of my path, because getting to the med school was instilled discipline, instilled order, instilled teamwork, community living, and it's a blessing. I mean, I'm in touch with some of my classmates now, because it's like a family. Yes, and many skills I picked from there that are relevant to the ministry.
So talking about family now, family is like another ministry in very danger. So how have you been able to cope with running family as a ministry and running, the church? Yes, because are there challenges? Have you learned anything? Has there been any improvement? Extra favors that come because the Bible says he will find the wife, finds a good thing, and obtains favor from God. So how have you been so far? Marriage and ministry. 3 wonderful kids.
Beautiful question. Well, for marriage, let me say this. Marriage is a blessing. Okay. It's not news that Satan is attacking the institution of marriage. Marriage and family was not created by man. It was God's idea. Okay, and it wasn't an afterthought. It wasn't an afterthought. I believe it was in the original blueprint. Okay. So for me personally, getting married has been a blessing to me. Okay. Now, from the day I got married till now, my life has been upward and forward. That's the truth. Okay, I tell my wife she has brought favor to my life. Yes, seriously. Okay, we have made progress. Okay, God has increased us steadily. Okay, from the day we got married till now. So it's been a blessing. One addition for the work. I believe that marriage is for a purpose. Well, according to the scripture, it is purpose before partner. That means you don't have any business getting married where there is no clarity of purpose. Yes. God gave Eve to Adam to help him do what? To help him carry out his purpose, which was to till, to take care of the garden and carry around the world the dominion mandate. Okay, so purpose, and it gives sense. I tell people the whole marriage thing will begin to make sense when there's the purpose, when there's a vision. Okay, so God gave marriage to help you fulfill your purpose on the earth. Okay, and once that is in perspective, marriage will be a blessing. So, and that is our story. Okay, our 2 passionate people, 2 God lovers, 2 purposeful people. Okay, who came together to do God's work. Well, yes, we'll have to rethink our schedule. Okay, especially when the children started coming.
Yeah.
Yes, because I do not believe that ministry is an excuse for children to be neglected.
Yeah.
I don't. Yes, I don't. Okay, they didn't actually be brought into the world. So as much as possible, we create time, we make sacrifices for our children and for ourselves. Okay, so adjustment of schedule and seeking wisdom on how to do it better. Yeah, so that's what we do. But truly, family life and marriage is important.
Okay, so still talking about marriage. I know as ministers of the gospel, our choices of partners is very important.
Yeah.
Yes. So how did you get